The deep silence of space was broken only by the rhythmic hum of drilling equipment. Anna wiped sweat from her brow as she guided the mining rig deeper into the asteroid's surface. The small team of humans and aliens worked together on this remote outpost, extracting rare minerals that powered the galaxy's technology. "Watch your pressure levels," Anna called to her teammate Jack, who monitored the gauges nearby. "We're hitting a dense pocket." The asteroid mining facility orbited in the belt between Mars and Jupiter, far from immediate help. It was dangerous work, but the pay was good, and Anna needed the money to support her family back on Earth. Captain Drek, the tall blue-skinned alien who led their crew, checked his tablet. 15 more minutes, then we rotate shifts," he announced in his clicking accent. The aliens, called the Vrex, had partnered with humans 5 years ago, bringing advanced space technology in exchange for Earth's abundant resources. Anna nodded and turned back to her work. The drill bit pushed through a particularly hard section, causing the entire rig to shake. Something felt wrong. The vibrations increased, rattling her teeth. "Jack! The pressure!" Before she could finish, a loud crack echoed through her helmet. The drill bit snapped, sending metal fragments flying. Anna tried to shield herself, but she was too slow. A jagged piece of equipment tore through her suit and deep into her right arm. Pain exploded like fire. She screamed as blood floated in small red bubbles inside her helmet. The emergency alarm blared. "Man down! Medical emergency!" Jack's voice broke through the chaos. Anna felt herself being lifted. Through blurry eyes, she saw the green medical lights of the ship growing closer. Her arm hung limp, a metal shard embedded from wrist to elbow. "Stay awake, human," said Trell, the ship's alien medic. His 4 eyes blinked independently as he scanned her injury. "The damage is extensive." Inside the medical bay, they carefully removed her helmet and suit. The ship's artificial gravity made the blood drip steadily onto the floor instead of floating. Anna bit her lip to keep from screaming again as they stabilized the metal piece. "How bad?" she managed to ask through gritted teeth. Trell's face showed no emotion, aliens rarely did, but his voice softened. "The metal has severed major tendons and nerves. Your human medicine." He hesitated. "It cannot fix this, not out here." Anna's heart dropped. "What do you mean?" "The logical solution is removal," Trell said simply. "We amputate, fig you with a basic prosthetic, and send you back to Earth on the next transport." "Amputation?" Anna's voice cracked. "No. No way. Your human stubbornness is illogical," Trell said. "The infection risk alone." I said no. Anna tried to sit up, but pain shot through her body. "This arm isn't just an arm to me." Jack stood by the door, his face pale. "We should contact Earth Medical. Maybe they have options." Trell's upper eyes narrowed. "Earth is 3 days of communication delay. The infection will take hold before then." Anna looked at her damaged arm. The memories flooded back, teaching her little brother to throw a baseball with this arm, the wrist where her father's watch would sit, the hand that had written her mother's last words in a journal. This wasn't just flesh and bone, it was her connection to everything that mattered. "We try to save it," she said firmly. "Humans don't give up that easily." Captain Drek entered the medical bay, ducking his tall frame through the doorway. "What is the situation?" "The human refuses the logical treatment," Trell reported. Drek studied Anna's face, then her arm. "Your kind is strange. Always fighting against certainty." "Contact Earth," Anna insisted. "There must be another way." The captain hesitated, then nodded slowly. "We will try your human way first. But understand this, if infection begins, I will authorize the procedure regardless of your wishes." As they prepared to stabilize her arm temporarily, Anna stared at the ceiling. The pain medication was beginning to work, making the room spin slightly. She knew the aliens thought she was being foolish, emotional. Perhaps she was. But something deep inside told her to fight. That same spirit had taken humans from dirt huts to the stars. They had survived plagues, wars, and global disasters. Surely she could save one arm. Prepare the communication array, Drek ordered. And hope your Earth doctors are as clever as you believe them to be. Anna woke to the steady beep of medical machines. The pain in her arm had dulled to a throbbing ache, thanks to the medication flowing through her veins. Outside the small window of the medical bay, stars dotted the endless black of space, reminding her how far she was from home. You are awake. Good. Trell entered the room, his 4 eyes scanning the monitors. The message to Earth has been sent, but we cannot wait 3 days for their response. Anna tried to move, wincing as pain shot through her damaged arm. The metal shard had been removed, but the wound was ugly, a jagged tear from wrist to elbow, held together with alien medical gel that glowed faintly blue. My arm? She asked, her voice hoarse. Temporarily stabilized, Trell replied. But the damage is extensive. Your human body is inefficient at repair. Captain Drek ducked through the doorway, his tall blue frame nearly touching the ceiling. The human medical officer on Mars Outpost has responded. They agree with our assessment. Amputation is the safest option. Anna shook her head weakly. No. We wait for Earth. Why do you resist? Drek asked, genuine curiosity in his voice. Your species has advanced prosthetics. You could have a new arm, better than before. Tears welled in Anna's eyes as memories flooded back. This arm held my brother when he was born. My father taught me to fix engines with these hands. She looked down at her damaged limb. The last thing my mother felt before she died was my hand holding hers. I can't just throw that away. The aliens exchanged glances, their expressions unreadable to human eyes. Sentiment, Trell said, the words sounding foreign on his tongue. Your kind values the original parts over function. Jack entered carrying a tablet. I've been researching our medical supplies, he said. We might have enough to keep the infection at bay until Earth responds. Trell's upper eyes narrowed. The risk is unnecessary. Let me try, Anna pleaded. Please. After a long silence, Drek nodded. 1 Earth day. If your condition worsens, we proceed with amputation. As they left, Jack stayed behind. They don't understand, he said quietly. Their species can regrow limbs naturally. They think we're being primitive. Anna managed a small smile. Maybe we are. But being human means fighting even when the odds are bad. Throughout the day, Anna drifted in and out of consciousness. During her waking moments, she thought about home, the smell of pine trees near her family's house, her brother's laugh, the weight of her father's watch that she'd left back in her quarters. In her dreams, she saw her mother in the hospital bed, skin pale against white sheets. Never give up, Anna, she had whispered before the machines went silent. Humans bend, but we don't break. When she woke again, Trell was checking her vitals, his expression grim. Your temperature is rising, he said. Early signs of infection. We still have time, Anna insisted. Your human stubbornness is. He paused, searching for the right word. Admirable, if illogical. The communication panel buzzed. Jack's excited voice came through. Earth medical team is responding. They're sending emergency instructions for a new nanotreatment. It might work. Hope surged through Anna's chest. Trell looked skeptical. This treatment, is it tested? Experimental, Jack admitted. But it's worked in similar cases. Captain Drek joined them, reviewing the incoming data. The risk is high, he noted. And the pain will be significant. Anna met his gaze steadily. I'll take the pain. For a moment, the alien captain studied her face, seeing something he hadn't noticed before. Perhaps, he said slowly, there is something to learn from the human way. He turned to Trell. Prepare for this, nanotreatment. As the medical team moved around her, Anna closed her eyes and thought of her mother's words again. Humans bend, but we don't break. The medical bay hummed with activity as Trell and his assistants prepared for the nanotreatment. Earth's instructions had arrived in a massive data packet, containing detailed protocols that Jack was busy translating into terms the alien medical team could understand. These human methods are unusual. Trell muttered, studying the holographic displays. Using microscopic machines to repair tissue instead of allowing natural healing or replacement. Anna lay on the medical bed, watching nervously as they prepared various equipment. Her arm throbbed beneath the blue medical gel, and her fever made the room spin slightly. The nano-units need to be programmed specifically for your DNA, Jack explained, working quickly at a terminal. Earth sent the base code, but we need to customize it. Captain Drek observed from the corner, his tall frame casting a long shadow. The human ship Horizon has changed course to intercept us. They are sending a medical specialist, but they will not arrive for 2 days. Will the treatment work without their doctor? Anna asked, trying to keep the fear from her voice. Jack hesitated. We have to try. Your infection markers are rising. Trell approached with a clear container holding what looked like silvery liquid. These nano-units will attempt to rebuild your damaged tissue at the cellular level. The process is... He searched for the right word. Painful. I can handle pain, Anna said, though her voice wavered. Human bravery, Captain Drek commented. Always fascinating. The medical team positioned specialized equipment around Anna's damaged arm. The blue gel was carefully removed, revealing the angry wound beneath. Jack looked away, but Anna forced herself to look directly at it. This was her arm, her body, her fight. We will need to immobilize you, Trell said. The treatment requires absolute stillness. As restraints were secured around her body, Anna felt panic rising. Wait, she said suddenly. Can someone hold my other hand? The aliens looked at each other in confusion. Such a request seemed illogical during a medical procedure. To everyone's surprise, Captain Drek stepped forward. I will, he said, his large 3-fingered hand awkwardly enveloping Anna's left hand. On my world, we believe shared pain creates understanding. Anna nodded gratefully. On Earth, we just call it not wanting to be alone. Trell began the procedure, carefully injecting the nano-solution into multiple points along Anna's wound. At first, there was only coldness, spreading like ice through her veins. Then came the pain. It started as pinpricks, thousands of them, quickly building to a sensation like molten metal flowing beneath her skin. Anna bit her lip until it bled, trying not to scream. The machines were rebuilding her from inside, reconnecting tissue, repairing blood vessels, restoring nerves. Her vitals are spiking, one of Trell's assistants reported. Through tear-filled eyes, Anna saw Trell's 4 eyes blinking rapidly in concern. Should we abort? No! Anna gasped between waves of pain. Keep going. Captain Drek's grip on her hand tightened. The human wishes to continue. Hours seemed to pass, though it might have been minutes. Anna's world narrowed to pain and the surprisingly comforting presence of the alien captain's hand holding hers. Finally, the burning sensation began to fade, replaced by a strange tingling. First phase complete, Trell announced. The nano-units are established and working. Jack showed Anna a microscopic view on a screen. Tiny machines, smaller than cells, were busy rebuilding the damaged tissue in her arm, following the complex blueprint from Earth. Is it working? She asked weakly. Trell studied the readings. The damage is extensive, but yes, there is progress. Most fascinating. Captain Drek finally released her hand. You humans are strange creatures, he said. So fragile yet so persistent. Anna managed a small smile despite her exhaustion. That's us. Too stubborn to know when to quit. As the medical team prepared the next phase of treatment, Anna felt something she hadn't expected, not just hope for her arm, but a bridge forming between 2 very different species who were beginning to understand each other a little better. Anna woke to alarms blaring. Her body felt like it was burning from the inside out, sweat soaking the medical bed beneath her. Through blurry vision, she saw Trell and his team rushing around the medical bay. Temperature 104 and rising, one of the alien assistants reported. The nano-units are malfunctioning. Jack burst into the room, his face pale with worry. What's happening? Trell's 4 eyes blinked rapidly in distress. The nanounits are attacking healthy tissue. Her immune system is fighting back, causing extreme inflammation. Anna tried to speak, but her throat felt like sandpaper. She looked down at her arm and felt a wave of horror. The skin around the wound had turned an angry red, with dark lines spreading up toward her shoulder. "We must remove the arm," Trell said firmly. "There is no other option now." "No," Anna whispered. "Please." Captain Drek entered the medical bay, ducking his tall frame through the doorway. He took one look at the situation, and his normally impassive face showed concern. "The human doctor will not arrive for another 18 hours, he said. "Will she survive that long?" Trell hesitated. "Uncertain. The infection is spreading rapidly. The logical choice is clear." Anna tried to sit up but fell back, her strength gone. "Captain," she managed to say. "Please, just wait." The room fell silent except for the beeping of machines. The aliens watched their captain, waiting for his decision. "I have observed humans during our 5 years of cooperation," Drek said slowly. "They frequently achieve outcomes that defy logical prediction." He turned to Trell. "Can you slow the infection without amputation?" Trell's upper eyes narrowed. "Possible, but risky. We could try to disable the malfunctioning nanounits with a targeted electromagnetic pulse." "Do it," Drek ordered. As they prepared the equipment, Anna drifted in and out of consciousness. In her fever dreams, she saw strange visions: her mother standing in the asteroid field, pointing toward Earth, her brother working alongside the aliens, building something she couldn't quite see, and Captain Drek, studying human history texts with growing fascination. "Stay with us, Anna." Jack's voice broke through the haze. "The doctor is coming. Just hold on." The electromagnetic pulse felt like lightning striking her arm. Anna screamed, then everything went dark. When she opened her eyes again, the alarms had stopped. Her fever had broken, leaving her weak and shivering. A new face looked down at her, human, with kind eyes and gray hair. "Dr. Miller," the woman introduced herself. "From the horizon. Looks like you've been through quite an ordeal." "My arm?" Anna asked immediately. "Still attached," Dr. Miller said with a small smile. "Though these folks had to make some tough calls to keep it that way." She nodded toward Trell and Captain Drek, who stood nearby. "The pulse stopped the malfunctioning nanounits, but it also stopped the helpful ones. So we're back to square one?" Anna felt tears forming. "Not quite. We brought a modified version of the treatment based on what we learned from your case." Dr. Miller held up a container of silvery liquid, slightly different from the first. "This version is programmed to work with your immune system, not against it." Trell stepped forward. "The human doctor has explained the modifications. I find them elegantly designed." "Can we try again?" Anna asked, looking at her damaged arm. Dr. Miller glanced at Captain Drek, who nodded. "We can. But you should know, even if this works, you have a long recovery ahead. You may never regain full function." Anna remembered her mother's words: "Humans bend, but we don't break." "I'll take whatever function I can get," she said firmly. "Let's do this." As they prepared for the second treatment, Anna noticed something unexpected: Trell and Dr. Miller working side by side, sharing knowledge, building something new together. Two approaches, alien and human, combining to find a solution neither could have reached alone. The second treatment proceeded with careful precision. Dr. Miller and Trell worked together, their different approaches complementing each other in unexpected ways. The new nanounits were introduced more gradually this time, allowing Anna's body to adjust to their presence. "Human medicine focuses too much on fighting the body's natural responses," Trell observed as they monitored the progress. "But your new approach works with them instead." Dr. Miller nodded. "And your alien technology gives us control we never had before. Together, we might be onto something revolutionary." Anna watched through half-closed eyes as the silver liquid flowed into her damaged arm. The pain was still there, but different this time, more like an intense pressure than the burning sensation of before. "Vitals are stable," Jack reported from his monitoring station. Nanounits are successfully integrating with tissue. Hours passed. Anna drifted in and out of sleep, but each time she woke, the news was better. The angry red lines had stopped spreading. The swelling began to subside. By the end of the ship's artificial day cycle, Dr. Miller's face showed cautious optimism. "I think we're past the danger point," she told Anna. "The nanounits are rebuilding the damaged nerves and blood vessels. Now we need to see if function returns." Captain Drek had been observing the whole process with growing interest. "Your human determination is proving educational," he admitted. "On my world, we would have chosen the most efficient solution without hesitation. Sometimes the longest way around is the shortest way home," Anna said weakly. "A curious saying," the captain replied. "But I begin to understand it." 3 days later, Anna sat on the edge of the medical bed, staring at her arm. The wound had closed completely, leaving a silver-tinged scar running from wrist to elbow. Dr. Miller stood before her, holding a small rubber ball. "Try to move your fingers," she instructed. Anna focused all her concentration on her right hand. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, slowly, her index finger twitched. Then another. It wasn't much, but it was something. "Good," Dr. Miller encouraged. "The nerve connections are re-establishing. It will take time and work, but this is promising." Trell approached with a device of alien design. "This scanner shows the nanounits continuing their work at the microscopic level. Most fascinating. Your body is actually integrating with them, creating a hybrid tissue structure we've never seen before." "Is that dangerous?" Jack asked, concerned. Dr. Miller shook her head. "Not from what we can tell. In fact, the hybrid tissue appears stronger than normal human tissue." Over the next week, Anna began physical therapy. The mining facility had limited equipment for rehabilitation, so they improvised. Jack rigged up simple devices from spare mining parts. Captain Drek contributed knowledge of his species' movement exercises. Even the other alien crew members became involved, fascinated by the human recovery process. Each day brought small victories, lifting the rubber ball, turning her wrist slightly, eventually gripping tools with growing strength. The pain remained, but Anna embraced it as proof she was alive, healing, fighting. "Your progress exceeds all logical projections," Trell told her one evening as he conducted yet another scan. "We are documenting everything for both our medical archives." "Why did you agree to try?" Anna asked him. "You clearly thought amputation was better." The alien medic's 4 eyes blinked in sequence, a gesture Anna had learned indicated deep thought. "Scientists must test their assumptions," he said finally. "And perhaps I wanted to understand why humans fight so hard against the inevitable." Anna smiled. "Have you figured it out yet?" "Not entirely," Trell admitted. "But I have learned that inevitable means something different to humans than it does to us." As Anna flexed her fingers, watching the silver-traced veins beneath her skin, she realized both she and the aliens had gained something unexpected from her injury, a deeper understanding of what it truly meant to be human. 3 months after the accident, Anna stood at the viewport of the mining facility, watching as a transport ship approached. Her right arm was no longer bandaged, the silver-traced scar now visible from wrist to elbow. She flexed her fingers, still marveling at how they responded to her commands. The rehabilitation had been grueling. There were days when the pain made her want to give up, when the frustration of dropped tools and failed grips brought tears to her eyes. But she had persisted, and now she could perform most tasks with only slight hesitation. "The Earth Medical Commission has arrived," Jack announced, joining her at the window. "They're pretty excited about your miracle arm, as they're calling it." Anna smiled. "It's not a miracle. Just human stubbornness and alien technology working together." The airlock cycled open, and a group of humans in official uniforms entered the station. Leading them was Dr. Miller, who immediately embraced Anna. "Our star patient," she said warmly. "The medical journals can't wait to publish your case study." Behind the human delegation came Captain Drek and Trell, their tall blue frames standing out among the humans. Over the past months, the relationship between the species had subtly changed aboard the mining facility. What began as a purely practical partnership had evolved into something approaching mutual respect. The head of the medical commission, a serious-looking man named Dr. Peterson, examined Anna's arm with unconcealed fascination. "The integration of the nanotechnology with human tissue is unprecedented," he said. "This could revolutionize treatment for millions of injury victims. It would not have been possible without Vrek's medical techniques," Dr. Miller pointed out, nodding toward Trell. "This was truly a joint achievement." Captain Drek stepped forward. "The Vrek's High Council has reviewed the medical data. They are proposing a formal medical exchange program between our species." The announcement sent a ripple of excitement through the room. Such deep cooperation was rare in the still young relationship between humans and aliens. "And what about the mining operation?" Anna asked. "Are we implementing the new safety protocols?" Jack grinned. "Already done. Your accident led to a complete overhaul of the equipment. The drilling rigs now have triple redundancy systems." Later that evening, after the officials had gone to their quarters, Anna found herself alone in the recreation area with Captain Drek. She was attempting to play darts, her right arm still not quite as accurate as before. "Your persistence continues," the alien observed as a dart missed the board entirely. Anna retrieved the dart. "Some things are worth fighting for, even when the odds are bad. This is the essence of humanity that fascinates us," Drek said. "You see impossibility as a challenge, not a barrier." Anna lined up another throw, concentrating on her grip. "What do your people see it as?" "A sign to find another path," he replied. "Efficiency over sentiment." The dart left her hand, wobbling slightly but sticking in the outer ring of the target. "Not perfect, but better." "And now?" she asked. "After all this?" Captain Drek was silent for a moment, his alien features unreadable. "Now I understand there's wisdom in both approaches. Your way is chaotic, emotional, sometimes illogical, but it creates possibilities we would never discover." Anna smiled and handed him a dart. "Want to try? It's harder than it looks." The tall alien captain awkwardly accepted the small dart, his 3 fingers wrapping around it curiously. "I may not succeed," he warned. "That's not the point," Anna replied. "The point is to try." As the captain took his position, Anna glanced down at her scarred arm. The silver lines caught the light, a permanent reminder of how close she had come to losing it. But they were also a symbol of something else, of human determination, of bridges built between different worlds, and of the endless possibilities that open up when you refuse to accept the inevitable. The captain's dart hit the wall, missing the board completely. But to Anna's surprise, he picked up another one without hesitation. "I believe," he said, "I am beginning to understand the human way."